Hey guys, I'm cmasupra and welcome to How to Be Good at Free-For-All in Black Ops 2. So I have a list of 3 rules that you need to follow in Free-For-All in order to be good at it, and as I explain these rules, in the background I have a game of Free-For-All in which I got first place by a large margin because I followed these 3 rules and they work really well. This is not the only game where I did really well following these rules, it's just one of the many. So the first rule is always have your back to a wall. And now I don't mean camp, because camping will get you killed in free-for-all. So I don't mean camp, I mean simply always have your back to a wall. So like right here, I checked behind me before I went and looked out towards the middle of the map. Here I have the back of the map to my back, so that works. That's basically having a wall behind you. Here I don't have a wall behind me, but I was climbing up, and once again I now have a wall behind my back. Always have a wall behind your back, because in free-for-all, everyone's on their own, obviously. It's free-for-all. That means enemies can sneak up behind you as you are shooting someone else. That also means that most of the time you're not going to know where the enemies are, and as a result you have to always be checking your back and such, and to make it easier to check your back, the best way of making it easier is to just not have a back to check, so you have a wall behind you instead. But you still have to check like your 180 degrees, your left, your right, your front, everything else, just not wherever you have a wall. So the wall really helps in reducing the amount of places you have to look out for enemies. Now the second rule is always be moving, and that's why I said that always having your back to a wall should not be confused with camping. So the second rule is to always be moving, and the reason for that is as soon as you fire, everybody on the map knows where you are. Now don't use a silencer either. In my opinion, you shouldn't use one. Even if you do use a silencer, always be moving still, because people can hear your gun even if it's silenced, and also if you fire with the silencer and you kill someone, everybody's gonna see, hey, somebody died over here on the map, there's probably an enemy over there, let's go kill that enemy. So even if you have a silencer, you're still gonna be found pretty easily in free-for-all. So a silencer is not the solution to always being moving, so just always be on the move. As soon as you fire, move somewhere else, because all of your opponents will be running to that red dot on the minimap, because in free-for-all that's just what happens. There's too few people on the map for them to really stay in one spot, so they'll come running after you. The third rule is to have a good class setup, and that should come without saying, because obviously if you have a bad class setup, you're not going to do well in any game mode, so you need a good class setup. In this case, what I have in this video is the Type 25. I actually don't have a clue what my perks are, but they're perks that I can use well with this Type 25. I would have been using the AN94, but I recently prestiged, and as a result I don't have the AN94 unlocked anymore. I'm at rank 38 right now, I believe. But as you can see, I am doing very well with the AN94, and then I also have a TAC-45 as my pistol, which is actually possibly the best pistol in the game if you can learn to use it. If you can't learn to use it, then the B23R is the best one to use, but the TAC-45 is the best one in my opinion, and I think a lot of people would agree that once you learn how to use it, it is the best pistol in the game. Now, currently I have, or at least I was at 12-2. We'll see what I am here after this death, maybe? No, I didn't press tab. Oh well. But I am doing very well this game. There we go, 13-3. So I was 12-2 and now I'm 13-3. 13 divided by 3 is a little over a 4 KD. So I'm doing really well right now, and that's because I am following my 3 rules. Just a reminder, first one is to always have your back to a wall. And in this case, I don't really have my back to a wall, but that's because I'm fighting someone, and once I'm done fighting him, I immediately aimed because I knew people were over there. Sadly, they got the jump on me, even though I knew that they were there, they also knew that I was there, so I wasn't really following my second rule of always be moving, because I couldn't follow it there, and that's where this kind of falls apart. But obviously, there's not very many times where that won't apply. Or what I mean is, there's not very many times where you won't be able to follow the rules, because you can pretty much always be moving after you kill someone. since there's not too many people in a free-for-all game. And hey, this guy just announced his presence to me by throwing a grenade. So he knows I'm up here, and I know he's down there. So what I do is I jump down and force him to have to try and find me. Turns out he was on the ladder, and I managed to kill him because he was on the ladder. So that worked out quite well. I'm actually tied for first place right now, 17 for me and 17 for the other person. So somebody else is doing just as well as me in terms of the number of kills, but if you look at their KD next time I show the scoreboard, you will see that they have a much lower KD than I do. And that's because they're not following my rules. They're just going out, killing somebody, and then getting killed, and then killing somebody, then getting killed, then killing somebody, and then getting killed. And they just keep doing that over and over again, which does work, but it's not going to get you a good KD, and it's not going to really help you get the top spot in free-for-all if you're sometimes not able to kill somebody, as is often the case. Because sometimes people are just better than you at the game. There we go. So here I see a shock charge. I set it off, and then I just run away. And that's because I am following my second rule, always be moving. He knew I was there when I set off the shock charge. So I ran away, shot somebody, and then I ran back here to try and kill the guy. I missed the knife, but I still killed him, so goal accomplished. I was moving, he didn't know where I was. He eventually started looking for me out the wrong window, and I got him from the back, basically. So always be moving is a very important tip. And that was a nice kill with the hunter killer. That's always fun. Shooting, or rather, throwing the hunter killer directly at somebody, and they don't have even a chance of getting away from it. That's so much fun. Now at this point in the video, I am kind of stuck in here. Enemies know I'm here. I've killed so many people while staying here, I'm not following my second rule, and that is really bad. So I am really itching to get away from this spot right now because people know I'm here. They will be throwing grenades at me, they'll be flanking me, they'll be basically using my own rules against me. They'll be moving, so I won't know where they are, but they know where I am, and that's very, very bad. So I am itching to get out of here, but at the same time I can't really get out of here while following my first rule, which is always have my back to a wall. Because as you can see right here, I don't have my back to a wall. I ran through an open space where I could have been easily killed. Luckily I wasn't, but I had to because of where I was. So in desperation of trying to follow my first rule, I failed to follow the second rule, but it worked out anyways. So there are a few cases where you can't follow all the rules, but they're not very common. You might get like 2 per game or something like that, but most of the time you can follow the rules, and if you do follow them, you'll do really well, just like I did in this game. I am using the M27 right now because my Type 25 ran out of ammo, which did suck, and oh, there's an enemy right there, kill him, yes, and I got stuck. Yeah, that's what happens when people know where you are. If you're shooting at somebody and a third person is there, that third person's going to shoot at either you or the other guy you're shooting at. And 50% of the time it's going to be you because there's only 2 people to shoot at. So it's a 50% chance it's going to be you. And that's why you always want to be moving, is so that third person never shows up. Because as I said earlier, once you fire, you're on the minimap, or people have heard you're gone or something. They know where you are, so you need to get out of there before they get you, because you don't know where they are. So it's a matter of having more intel about your opponents. Something else I can say about this is that you should always be aware of where each enemy is on the map if possible. It's kind of hard to do, but if you can, then do know where each enemy is. But anyways, the game is over. I went 30-7, which is over a 4 KD, which is really good in free-for-all. And I got the final kill even, so that is awesome. But like I said, just follow the 3 rules and you will do well. Now sadly, I don't have a bonus clip for this video. I played a whole bunch of games today and I didn't get anything that was bonus clip worthy, so instead of giving you guys a terrible bonus clip, I just said no bonus clip. So that is that. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, found it informative. Hopefully you'll do better at free-for-all now that you have these tips. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.
I can never get a one-on-one. It's always a one-on-two.
That doesn't work. Oh,
Kill confirmed.